G'day! In this lesson we'll continue to build the presentation layout to create, update and delete books using Blazor. We will learn how to create a new modal dialog so that we can create a new book. Since we've inherited from the ABP CRUD page base, we will only need to develop the view part. Let's open the books.razor file and replace the card header section with the following code. This will change the card header by adding a new book button to the right hand side. Now we can add a modal that will be opened when we click on this button. Let's open the books.razor file and add the following code to the end of the page. This code requires a service, so we'll inject the ABP Blazor message localizer helper of type bookstore resource and name it LH at the top of the file just before the inherits line. The form implements validation, and the ABP Blazor message localizer helper is used to simply localize the validation messages. Create modal object with the methods close create modal async and create entity async method are defined in the base class. We will do a deep dive of Blazor in detail in a premium quick win to understand the modal and other components of Blazorized library. That's all. Let's run the application now. Let's try and add a new book using the create modal. Okay, so we were able to create a book. Let's edit the book in a similar way that we created the new book. Let's open the books.razor file and add the following data grid entity actions column section inside the data grid columns as the first item. The open edit modal async method is defined in the base class, which takes the entity book to edit. Data grid entity action column component is used to show an actions dropdown for each row in the data grid. The data grid entity actions column shows a single button instead of a dropdown if there is only one button available inside the action. We can now define the modal to edit the book. We will add the following code to the end of the book.razor page. The base ABP CRUD page base uses the object-to-object mapping system to convert an incoming book.dto object to a create update book.dto object. So we'll need to define this mapping. Let's open the Bookstore Blazor Auto Mapper profile inside the Blazor project and change its contents with the following code. We've just added the create map book.dto to create update book.dto line to define the mapping. Let's run the application. We'll now try and edit the book. We'll try and edit the name, the date, and the price. We'll now try and leave the name field empty and submit to see that a validation error message is thrown. Let's open the books.razor page and add the following entity action for delete under the edit action inside the entity actions. Also remove the @ in front of the function because it shouldn't be there. It's an error on the tutorial hosted on docs.abp.io. Delete entity async is defined in the base class that deletes the entity by performing a call to the server. Confirmation message is a callback to show a confirmation message before executing the action. Get delete confirmation message is defined in the base class. You can override this method or pass another value to the confirmation message parameter to customize the localization message. Let's run the application. We can now see the actions button becomes a drop-down since it has two actions in it now. We will now try and delete a book. There we go. We have been successful at deleting the book. In this lesson, we learned how to build a create and edit dialog modals, and also learned how to delete a book leveraging the ABP CRUD page base. Join me in the next lesson where we'll be running some integration tests.